Thank you. Well, unless we separate from Satan, that may not happen. But anyway, the next question. Why do you think that the Liberian people gave power to Taylor during the time of the election, knowing his track record of what he was like, as compared to, for example, yourself who ran during that time and others? What's your thinking on that?
First, let me deal with Satan.
What you say?
You see, man creates the devil in his image. And nobody has seen Satan. But we believe in our hearts of hearts that human being can change. Nobody is born evil or wicked. Society conditions people to go certain ways. I always tell young people, I've read a bit about the Cuban Revolution. And before the revolution of 1959, American mobsters, mafioso, gamblers used to go to Havana to look for little 8-9-year-old Spanish girls. And you had all these prostitutes on the streets of Havana. That was the playground of the rich and powerful to go to Cuba. After the revolution, all these girls were put into homes. They were trained to be nurses and overseers of daycare centers. Some of them had children who were sent to school and became medical doctors. This tiny island in the Caribbean exports doctors and health workers to many countries in Africa. Man is not born bad. He's not born evil. Society must be looked at critically. Satan is who we make him out to be. Satan is who we make him out to be. And for the people who are Christians, the Bible explicitly says that you must forgive people. They are bad people. But when the system is changed, when society is changed in such a way that people are catered for, provided with skills, you probably will see something different. Some of your little boys in the streets who are selling today could just become medical doctors and engineers. You don't know. You don't know. Give them the opportunities. But let me say, the elections of 1997, the commission says, why? Let's assume, for the sake of argument, let us assume that the Liberian people voted for Charles Taylor. What was the driving force of these people? What was the motivation? It's simple. They wanted peace. They wanted an end to the war. As Taylor was saying that, I will not stop until I inherit power. The people were suffering. They wanted an end to it all. He had the largest force. He controlled a large part of the country. He had international backers. He could make peace or he could break peace. The masses of the Liberian people, war-weary, tired, hungry, were not going to listen to any idea of societal transformation. That's a pipe, for them it was a pipe dream. They wanted an end to the war. I remember talking to a university student. He said to me, you know, I don't like Taylor, but I have to vote for him. I said, so how can you explain that? You're a university man. He said, this man has taken all the resources from behind the lines. He has millions of dollars in the bank for Liberia. If we make him president, he will bring the money back to benefit us with peace. I say, you serious? You're serious? So I say in simple terms, it was the peace dividend. The peace dividend the Liberian people wanted. Eager for peace, desperate for peace. And so they decided to sacrifice their liberties. They decided to gamble. And they say, of all these people running, Taylor is the only man who can make trouble, who can keep us running around as refugees. Let's give him the power. Let's give him the power. The same thing happened in 2003. When the war was coming, I was monitoring, and the Lord forces had reached Bourgeois Island, etc. The very people who had supported Charles Taylor, weren't they the same people singing come down, papi, leave with your big bologna or something like that. The same Liberian people, those who were behind the lines of Lord, those who were behind the lines of Model, what were they doing that for? They wanted peace. The people can only thrive when you give them peace. So they went to the polls in 1997 like all rational people, and give them credit. Like all rational people. If they are given the choice, they will then do what is in their interest. And at that time, they were convinced that with Taylor as president, there will be peace. So yes, a lot of them voted for him, with the help from certain quarters too. And what did we do? We accepted the decision. Because in history, one does not force historical changes when they are not about to occur. It's like picking a green plum and putting it on the bed. Even when it turns ripe, it's still green. When you eat it, it's sour. It's the same thing with historical transitions. We started to leave Mr. Taylor to run the country and let the people see the reality. That's what we did. What we did. So I think to the Liberian people, the desire for peace, to bring up the children in an atmosphere of dignity, of work, of productivity, I think they were rational. They were rational. By going with somebody who they felt was honest enough. And they are good people. To trust somebody, they felt he was honest, he was decent enough to bring peace to them. And so that's why they went that way. And from 97, when they gave him the power, to 2003, he had the opportunity, again like Talbot, to make changes, to cater to the welfare of these people, to embrace those who felt aggrieved. He did not have to institute terror. He didn't have to slaughter tribesmen from Granjire, of course, on Camp Johnson Road, in his quest to get Roosevelt Johnson. He didn't have to molest people from Ulimo who had gone out of the country, and then thousands of citizens fled. Men who have seen violence, who have struggled for dignity, they will not come back to you crawling on their knees. They will not. So they came back the only way, the only choice you gave them, and there was another war. So I'm saying, if these people desire peace, we must be tolerant and persuasive enough to let them have peace. If we want elections, let's go to the elections. If we do not win, it is not because the people don't understand our language, probably because of the rational instinct. They decide then and there to go another way. It is our duty to constantly engage them. For to lose faith in the people is to lose faith in the destiny of the very nation that you want to run or you want to rule. So let elections come. Those who don't win, prepare for the next election. Prepare for the next election. The time is drawing very near when I will have to leave, appoint a political office. And I say to people, I hope my people will probably give me the opportunity to serve in the Senate as an old man, because as long as I am not crippled, God forbid, I hope I can serve my people. But the time is coming very soon that I've played my role and I won't be able to accept political appointments. I've passed that stage. I'm an old man. I'm an old man. Most of you will probably not even guess my age, because people assume, some people think it's my father. No. I just celebrated my birthday, July 16, 1949. That makes me 59 years old. I'm an old man. The time is coming when I have to leave. I do hope that these years of struggle, I've managed to enlighten some people, and these young men will come after us to carry this struggle to its logical conclusion.